Hello, everyone. I am Alan Baker, and this is the Alan Baker Show. Today, we're going to be continuing with a series that we started in the last episode on life's rules of engagement, at least the ones that I have used, and I've taught them as well. And today, we're going to take a look at the second one, which is forging the machine. My name is Alan Baker. I am a lifelong martial artist. I escaped the system as a young man to follow my dreams. And along that journey, I forged a mindset of accomplishment. This allowed me to achieve things that even I didn't think was possible. And sometimes I look back and still am surprised at what I have done in life. On this show, we're going to talk about those things and the mind tools that I learned from my different mentors and how they can help you move forward in your life, separate from the system, and achieve great things. All right, so today what we're going to do is talk about a story that I haven't put out there very much lately. Not too many people will know this. This will be a surprise to a few of you. Anyway, the story starts in March 4th of this year. Now, the great thing about the March 4th is I got an invitation to come down to Savannah. The Pedro Sauer organization was doing a black belt training event, and it was a 3-day event. And it was black belts only. I think they may have had a few brown belts come that were getting close to taking the test, but the majority of the mat was full of black belts. And I would pretty safely say there was around 80 to 90 different black belts on the mat for this event. And this is something that the association is trying to do once a year. Anyway, I got invited down because I'd heard to the grapevine that they wanted me there because I was going to get promoted to 4th degree black belt. So we made the trip down. It's kind of a last minute trip for me, but we set up what we needed and we went down. And it was a fantastic event. Training was great. The camaraderie was fantastic. It always is on the mat. Those guys are amazing. So we trained, we went through some material, and the promotion happened, and several other guys as well. Really good presentation. And then afterwards, we got to train for a little bit, which is one of my favorite parts. Probably got to roll a little over an hour with different black belts, and that is always educational. Those guys are animals on the mat, so it's a good place to put yourself, not only to get humbled a little bit, but to learn as well. It points out what you need to work on, and it'll shine a little light on the areas that you have worked on in the past and developed very well. So it was a good day, and we wrapped it up, went to dinner. And then I went back to the room. And that's when the story really gets started for this topic is right before I went to bed, I started to notice a numbness in my jaw. And, it went away after a little bit. So, I didn't pay any attention to it. But then I woke up after what I would say about 20 minutes of sleep, having the same sensation. And it was that point I knew that some action needed to be taken. So I ended up going to the emergency room. And thank goodness that I did. Pretty much en route to the emergency room, this started to hit me. And totally out of left field because surprise to me, especially how after I've lived my life with how I've maintained my diet throughout life, physical fitness, but there it was, a heart attack. And fortunately, there was a major cardiac hospital right there in Savannah, and they ended up taking me over to that and working on me. And obviously, everything turned out well. I won't go into a lot of the details, But I remember one of the things that the doc said, uh, because I spent a few days, obviously, at the hospital, and he told me, he said, "You were the healthiest heart attack I think I have ever seen." And they had done a scan on the heart and the chest, and it was a three-dimensional scan. It was actually pretty amazing. And they were able to see all of the blockages of the heart. So he had brought this scan in to show me because it was completely clear except for this one spot that was causing the problem. And he said, other than that, you are probably one of the most fit people I've ever had to do this for. And his guess, because that was the best he could give me, was a guess, was that something had broken free in the body and traveled to that spot, and then blockage started to build up over time. He said, due to the condition of the rest of your heart, that was the only explanation he could give me. And I ask, what everybody will ask, what can I do? I mean, I'm already extremely active. I'm in the gym, I'm on the mat. I've always had a very solid diet. And, he made suggestions, but pretty much my answer to his suggestions was, Doc, I'm already doing those things. Actually, I'm probably doing more. And that's my normal lifestyle. And then the second most impactful thing that he said to me was, well, that is the reason you're alive. And, he went on to tell me that this location where this thing had lodged itself, apparently, is the Widowmaker. And he said, if I was not in the condition that I was in, that I wouldn't have made it. And, that rung true. And that's one of the reasons I'll tell the story. I'll share it with you guys. This is probably the first time that I've shared this publicly. I don't normally put that type of thing out there. And then maybe someday I'll go into a little more detail on it. But, it's directly related to rule number 2 of the series of rules that we're talking about. And that is to forge the machine or maintain the human machine. And the importance of that. Now, the story kind of rings it home how important that was, at least for me. And there's multiple other reasons to do it beyond that. But, if you have one of those events in the future in your journey, you are better prepared for it. And, and there are multiple other reasons that I'm going to go into as well for, forging the machine, maintaining the machine. It's important, especially as warriors, as individuals that step forward and don't step back. This is your weapon. I mean, this is your tool. This is how you express yourself in life. So the better conditioned you are, the stronger you are, the more resilient you're going to be. So it is an important major rule for me to get in the gym, get strong, and develop the machine, maintain it, keep it in good order. There are multiple other reasons for doing it as well. And one for me, even before this event, which was pretty obvious, is I have always in life, I was very fortunate that I got in the gym at an early age. I believe I was 14 years old when I negotiated a gym membership at the local gym where I grew up. What I mean by negotiated is I went in, spoke to the owner, and I had an arrangement where I would clean the gym in order for him to give me a membership. And I remember the guy's name was Carter Stacy, great guy. And he hooked me up. He said, look, this is going to be your schedule. I want you to clean these things and then you're good to go. But anyway, I managed to get in the gym at an early age, and it's something that I've maintained my entire life. Actually, the break that I've had from the shoulder surgery, the heart attack, and the elbow surgery, which has all happened in the last year and a half. This has been the biggest and longest break from the gym, from the mat that I've ever had. And man, I can tell you, I have noticed the difference. And I'm not far away from getting released from the doc, the therapist, so that I can start getting back on it. And I am really looking forward to it. And not only because I've been off the mat for a while, I'm looking forward to it because, as I mentioned, I had the shoulder surgery. Um, I probably haven't had two good arms that I could use in 10 years because I originally injured the shoulder probably 8 or 9 years prior to actually getting the surgery. And for various reasons, I just never got it done. So I've been teaching, traveling, running seminars probably for the last 9 or so years, really with one good arm, but we manage. And so I'm looking forward to getting the release because I'm not only going to get back on the mat after a break, which has been driving me nuts, but I'm also going to be able to have two good arms. And so it's going to be a really interesting journey back for me. But anyway, some of the other reasons that I always preach for maintaining the machine, staying fit. One is just increased energy levels. And, I do a lot. I run several businesses. The Academy is one of them. I have a tactical training business that I run. I have a business that designs and operates associations for high-level martial artists, and that's a few of the businesses that I operate. So I'm pretty busy. I get up pretty early, um, and I'm up pretty late some days, working on the businesses and getting all the things done that nobody really believes you do. They'll have office days that'll go from 4 a.m. till 10 at night. And if I didn't have the energy levels that I do, which is directly related to my fitness, and that's something that I've noticed in this last year, the break is the difference in the amount of daily energy you have when you are not actively training, you're not fit. And I've been able to get back in here a little bit lately, and man, I have noticed a difference almost immediately of daily energy levels, which impacts what you achieve on a daily basis, where you go, what you can do. It's a huge thing. Another thing would be sleep quality. If you train, whether it's in the gym or whether it's on the academy floor, you get a good day in of training, you sleep well. And like I say, I get a good day of training on Monday, I will sleep well for 3 or 4 days after that. So if I am doing active training, whether in the gym or on the mat, your sleep quality just improves. And again, mentioning this last year and a half's journey, I've noticed that as well. And, starting to step back in little by little, like I am now, again, I've noticed the change and the difference in sleep quality. Another area would be stress relief. It's for me, it's like therapy, both the gym and the mat floor. If you're dealing with some stuff, life it'll tend to throw things at you on occasion. Being fit and having an avenue to express yourself physically is huge on managing stress. That physical activity is just amazing medicine for daily stress, daily anxiety. And I've not only seen this with myself, but my students. I've had students who have come in who've, had an interesting journey in life. And, because of that, they're dealing with stressors that are far greater than my own. And I've watched them and how physical activity affects that and helps them, dial in that stress management. Next is obviously just a better, stronger immune system. And this is something that I have noticed again in the last year. I probably, most of my life, hardly ever get sick. I probably ever hardly ever get a cold or something like that. And, due to the injuries and the multiple other things in the last year and the break from active fitness, Man, I have noticed the change in like little colds that I pick up from travel. If you travel a lot, which I do, I mean, there'll be some 3, 4 month periods where I am on a plane twice a week. And I know there are individuals out there, my good friend Jay, who does it way more than me. And if you do that, you know that you will pick up like a travel cold on occasion. And I have noticed an increase in that as the amount of physical expression has decreased. And then finally thing I would say was like the mental health benefits of it as well. Physical activity is a mood enhancer. Um, Not only just stress release, as we mentioned earlier, but I've watched it help individuals that have struggled with depression and anxiety. Once they start getting more active, they handle it better. And again, this is from I've watched students over the years who have come into the academy, looking for that physical expression because they're dealing with those type of things. And then I've watched them get active and it change and help them deal and process with a lot of that stuff. Also, underneath this same rule of forging the machine, if I were to break it into two areas, one, it's get strong, get in the gym, get fit. And two would be to master your mouth, master your diet so that it doesn't master you. Now, a lot of people that I have friends who struggle with this. I have students who struggle with this, and I've watched them struggle with them for many years. I've got an instructor that struggled with it for a while, and recently, in the last year or so, he has gotten control over it. I mean, amazing control over it. He tracks the amount of calories he takes in on a different day or each day and what he is putting in, and it has made a huge difference for him physically. And from what I can tell afar, energy levels and the what he's achieving is even increased. This is directly affecting his life. So I would say that the second part of this is getting mastery over your diet. You want to control it and it not control you. Now, for me, this is a huge area for developing self discipline. There's obviously multiple areas out there multiple things you can do on a daily basis to help you polish and sharpen your discipline. But getting control or having discipline of what you put in your mouth on a daily basis, um, just the little things sometimes are difficult. But if you can discipline that, if you can master that, I would go so far to say you can master almost anything else. And there's obvious benefits, and they're going to match the benefits of the physical fitness that we mentioned earlier. One is just an overall improved health. It's obvious. And, it's like what the doc said. He pointed out two things to me. And one was, I was obviously in good physical condition. And he noticed that, but he wasn't aware of the diet until we started having that conversation. And he said, "Look, could you change these things in your diet?" And I said, "Doc, I'm already doing that. I'm already doing more than that." And then, like we said earlier, his response to me is, "That is why you're alive." So, you know, improved health is going to come out of this. Weight management, obviously, is going to come out of this. And, enhanced energy levels. So it is twofold: physical fitness, being active, and then having discipline of your diet. Both are going to affect the condition you're in and the amount of energy levels you're going to have available to you on a daily basis. So that is a brief feedback or information on rule number 2, which is forge the machine, maintain the machine. This tool is what you have to make it through life. And it's important to keep that thing in good order. And then also, on the warrior's mindset side of that, additionally important because you'll take it the extra mile How you condition yourself in these areas will make you stronger. They will toughen you. They will give you more resilience. And that all leads to better preparation for what lies in front of you. And that's one of the things we do as warriors is we prepare. Not everybody out there is cut out for that, and that's okay. But like I've said in the past, when the chaos hits the fan, there's a few people in the room that will take a step forward and others will take a step back. And the warriors are the ones that walk forward. That is where I want to be. That's where I strive to be. And that's what I want to develop more of. It's one of the reasons for doing this is to connect with those type of personalities and hopefully have a positive influence on them and make more positive change in the world. Okay, guys, that's it. I will see you for the next episode. The next next episode we'll be moving on to the next topic or the next rule, which is going to be self-education. And I think I have touched on this in a previous podcast, but we're going to revisit one more time since we're going through this series of rules for the next few podcasts. I'll see you at the next one. Hey guys, if you are enjoying the show today and you're getting some value out of it, please like and subscribe so that you will get updates when we do new shows and put them out. We're trying to record more content for you guys. We've had a lot of requests, so we're working through the material now. Also, if you know anyone that may benefit from the material that we're covering, please share it with them. We appreciate it.